before we go any further, we have to kind of start at the beginning and understand what a retainer actually is. So Merriam-Webster's dictionary says, a retainer is a fee paid to a lawyer or professional advisor for advice or services or for a claim on services when needed. So in my own words, client pays for a priority relationship with you, access to you or your team to reserve your time and or services when they need. So this is what the client gets. Either they get work, access to your team, or maybe a hybrid of both of those. Let's look at each one of these individually. Okay, so work is completion of a product, and it's either time-based or it's project or task-based. This is pretty simple, elementary. Okay, access is the one that you may not be as familiar with. Maybe you give them access to you or your team's expertise, and it could be a certain amount of hours, it could be your response time and the speed, or it could be the level of access. Do they have access to you as the agency owner, or do they just get to speak to your account rep or your web developer or somebody like that? So let's dig into access, because I think it's something we need to learn more about. Think of Patreon or Kickstarter. On both of those platforms, you pay more money, you get different tiers of service or different tiers of access, right? Now that may immediately land with you and make sense. If not, let's go for some older school examples. Here we are, Metallica or Taylor Swift, right? When you go to a concert, you pay higher prices for seats that are closer to the talent. You pay for different tiers of access. You could pay for backstage or VIP treatment or autographs or pictures with the talent. So now if we put it in that context, it makes a little bit more sense. But don't go acting like you're a rock star, okay? And when you talk to the client, don't even use the example of a rock star, because you don't want them to think that you're this kind of diva and you think you're the talent and you think you're a rock star. And so when we get to the sales section, I have scripts and talking points that you can use to better explain this idea. So now that we better understand work and access, let's take a look at this hybrid approach that I really like best. I think it gives you the flexibility to find a win-win for you and the client. Here's some of the language that we sometimes use in our proposals and contracts. So we'll give them up to 5 hours a month doing X, Y, and Z tasks. We also say something like, and that's work, this next one is access. We will respond to requests within blank amount of hours. And the higher price packages often include a quicker response time to client needs or requests. Now please note this is not legal advice. So that was just a sample of the content from our Revenue on Repeats course, where we teach you how to maximize business profit and free time. So make sure you click that link in the description to find out more.